Hey everybody, welcome back to The Last Shed on Dead End Street. My name is Tim. Tonight I watched Body Bags with John here. He joined me tonight. Body Bags is from 1993 and it's 95 minutes long. So, John, did you... what movies did you want to watch tonight?
I had a list of some horror movies that I wanted to watch tonight, considering it is the start of September, so, fall, scary season. October is approaching, so tonight I was considering Frankenstein Conquers the World, Wishmaster. Oh, goodness, what else was there? I got it on my phone.
All good picks, by the way.
The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Prom Night, and then finally what we landed on, Body Bags, which I've had a lot of fun with. I thought anthologies are not always my favorite, and I did not know that it was an anthology going in, considering even though it was co-directed by both John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper themselves. I found this to be pleasantly surprised. Although I do wish, giving the last two stories, I did find them sort of similar to each other in the fact that, they were both about two men kind of in bad positions, insecure about their kind of their bodies themselves, and wishing that there was a cure-all for it. And obviously both of those had severe consequences with both. I do wish they, at least maybe with Tobe Hooper's portion of it, maybe went a different direction, but I do think both of them had very nice payoffs that I thoroughly enjoyed. What did you think?
So, yeah, I agree. I hadn't seen Body Bags either. I've always been aware and curious of Body Bags, but I've never saw it before. And so I was aware it was an anthology. And I'm not exactly sure, but I think it was like a Tales from the Crypt kind of competitor thing, like franchise type thing. But watching it, I was really taken by how kind of small the stories are, but they're also kind of big in the way that the subject matter is handled, like stretching of tension and things like that. And so when you're watching the anthology, especially the first one, you feel John Carpenter, right? You feel John Carpenter. Second one, is that Tobe Hooper?
No, I thought it was...
Is that John Carpenter as well?
It was also John Carpenter.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. And because looking at, we won't want to ruin it, but where... kind of the story goes leads to some pretty crazy makeup effects that look kind of Leatherfacey a tiny bit. Stacy Keach's it's pretty wild. So what was your favorite of the Body Bags? Oh, first, so let's set it up real quick. So Body Bags is playing on Prime right now. And it's, so 95 minutes long, 1993. It's 3 short stories in the horror genre. The first about a serial killer. The second about a hair transplant gone wrong, and the third about a baseball player. And it is directed by John Carpenter in 1 or 2 episodes, and then Tobe Hooper does another one. And there's Mark Hamill in it, Wes Craven. Yeah, and also we don't want to give away all the fun little things if you haven't seen it before, because I hadn't, and I was pleasantly surprised. What was your favorite? So in these stories, John Carpenter is kind of like the MC crypt keeper kind of guy who is going to tell us each story about each body in a morgue, and so these are the stories essentially that lead them to be a body in a bag. So John, what was your favorite body in a bag?
I think my favorite body in the bag was the one that personally resonated with me the most, which was the hair one. I know we both kind of bonded over the hair, and considering we're both thinning-haired men ourselves, I thought the execution of the special effects for what happens in the end of this short were very nice. Granted, there was some we were contemplating if it was practical or CGI or whatnot, but regardless, still looked really great. Yes. Those little effects were, very nice, and it seems like they were trying to, experiment with them, considering the time that this was made, very early 90s. I think that one was probably my favorite one, even though that one also was the less gruesome of the three, as far as like blood and such, like blood and viscera and whatnot. Like I don't know, I thought the payoff was very nice, even though it wasn't necessarily like cathartic in the rest, how the other two present. What about you?
Yeah, so there definitely is like a lingering kind of like uneasiness to that one. The second one, yeah. So that's the one that has like the awesome makeup too. That one's great. So, the three. You're definitely right that two of them are very similar in theme, kind of, in a weird way. And I kind of wonder, too, like if it was, because it was made for cable, I think so. And I think it was targeting that crowd that's watching it right into their living rooms. Like, oh, this looks like my play,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the lingering creepiness of the second one's good. I'm going to say, I'm going to agree with you with a caveat that, because that second one, like, it's cool seeing the main actor. I like Stacy Keach a lot, so it's cool seeing him. And it's a very relatable thing and a very human thing for him personally as an actor. For sure.
Yes.
And so it is one of those truths that if there was a magic serum, you could charge whatever you want and somebody will pay you for it, because somebody wants to figure that out also for themselves personally. You know what I mean? And so that kind of fits into that idea, or kind of why I liked it. It kind of resonated with his character and all that stuff, and like where it builds to, like you said, it's crazy. And then I'm not going to give away why, but I would have thought that would be John Carpenter. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to say why because of what it ultimately,
Yeah.
But it was like, this seems kind of like something not exactly, but kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But the very first one, did you know Wes Craven was in this?
No, I did not.
What did you think of Wes Craven?
I thought Wes Craven was great. I didn't. I think this is obviously a movie by horror fans for horror fans. Obviously, there's also. Well, I guess I don't want to give up the cameos that are still in. There, but I do think this is obviously very much made for horror fans, by horror fans, and I did like the point that you brought up of this was competing, kind of with the Tales from the Crypt. I think because Tales of the Crypt was, if I'm not mistaken, on HBO, and this one was made for Showtime.
Pepsi. Right. Coke,
Yeah, Coke, Pepsi, exactly. That first one also just, it felt very John Carpenter, but it was obviously, like you said, I think kind of something we had seen before from him, and I think he was just having fun with that one because there's a lot of suspense and a lot of tension with that very first one. And how it's done, given the short amount of time that he had to present all these ideas, I think was very well executed. No pun intended. And yeah, I thought that one was very, very nice, well made. Yeah, I don't know. Just I thought that was a very nice, very swell one. Though Tobe Hooper, I guess maybe I'm not super familiar with all of his work, but I couldn't like exactly pinpoint all of his like characteristics or as a filmmaker in that second one. Did you notice any of that? Right.
I mean, I associate him so strongly with like specific movies.
Yeah.
Although I've seen other ones beyond those two, and I love those too. But as far as like like Poltergeist, the whole story behind that, like I like Poltergeist, but what does that mean in that argument? I don't know fully. So not exactly at all. He did some movies later. Jinn. Did you ever see Jinn? It's like a evil genie kind of thing, and it's like you get 3 wishes, but there's going to be fucking hell to pay. And so it has like a made-for-cable kind of feel. That if he did the second one? Do you think he did the second one, or do you think?
No, I think it was John Carpenter. I think
you think he did the second one?
2 out of the 3. I think Tobe Hooper only did the last one.
You think he did the last one?
I think so.
Okay, I'm not sure. But the no, I couldn't tell his fingerprints on it as a filmmaker. So I don't know. But I really did like the first one quite a lot. The use of that small space, really. But even like in its smallness, they use it in such a way that okay, well, sure it's small, but 50 feet's 50 feet, and that's. I would rather you be 50 feet, in some instances, especially this graveyard shift first shift graveyard shift at a gas station in the middle of Haddonfield. Certainly some creeps come through. One of which is Wes Craven, which is fun. But yeah, the way one thing I liked about that one specifically, it definitely feels like it has John Carpenter's fingerprints all over it in the best way, like what I want from it. You know what I mean? So like seeing like the way that he'll extend time or whatever was nice to see, and the music was good too. But yeah, and the third one kind of. I could see like kind of like In the Mouth of Madness a little bit in that. You know what I mean? Do you see what I mean with maybe a little bit?
In the last one, yeah, I can kind of see that.
Flashes.
Flashes. There's also like the violence that like a man who at the surface at the start like seems so normal and like very fine, okay, but then just like being possessed by this like greater power above him and made him turn so violent. I could definitely see like the similarities between those two. I also thought going back to the first one, I liked, like you said, the space I thought was very very well done, and like how it looked like there was no one for like miles and miles, and yet there's all these dudes showing up, but yet I still believe all these people, all these like small characters that are very brief in the time that they're given, but like still very rooted in like, oh man, this is like very engulfing when you're watching it, like just it's like a small town in like the middle of nowhere. Like I'm believing like every middle of the West, just oh man, Haddonfield. What's that? In Chicago, correct?
I think Illinois.
Yes, in Illinois, the state. Yeah.
But more specifically, that I'm not sure. But ominous.
Yes, very, very ominous. Very ominous. Definitely worth checking out for sure.
One of the things in this, I don't want to give away like what how the story ultimately unfolds, but I want to like say something that if anybody even watches this for as long as I've been talking, this is for you. That the scene where the killer runs up with a sledgehammer and hits
Oh, yes.
hits glass. I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna tell you what glass, but he hits this glass, and the way the hammer goes through this is so perfect, and it doesn't shatter the first time. It doesn't shatter the second time. It doesn't shatter the third time, and I'm not gonna tell you any more. But when you see it, it is an image that's like, that's a master. It's pretty great. But yeah, I really enjoyed also too, in between each movie, John Carpenter introduces the story with some sort of super corny, to the point of being like a creep, like awkward, like this isn't even funny, dude. A little bit, other things are, because it kind of gets you, it's a little sugar there, but then it veers off a little bit, like, okay, I just creeped out now. In the best way, as a performer, because he's doing a great job as an actor. Like, he has on makeup, he's doing a character, and he's doing a great job, as do like Wes Craven in the small role that he is, does a great job as just kind of a creepy traveler. Really, really great. Anyway, so do you have anything else you want to add about Body Bags exactly? Or?
I did really enjoy how the second one did allow for, and again, saying this as assuming that it was exactly John Carpenter that did the second story, that he did get to let his humor that we've seen throughout all of his movies really shine for it, given that I do find
Commentary, like a social commentary.
yeah. And I just thought the second one, just I don't know, it is, I do feel like the most different out of the three that are shown, and I really appreciated it for its humor that John, I believe, brought to it. That it was a culmination, I feel of his humor throughout all of his movies get brought into this one little 30-minute segment that I thought was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely. And now when you think of that, if you're going to compete with Tales from the Crypt, you got to do that every week.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's taxing. I don't know what it is for him to create or whatever, but you could see the possibilities of this being just endless if you're into it, just whatever iteration he just introduces it. Maybe he does AI body bags.
Yeah.
Just have AI created, and he introduces it, just AI slop, and I'm going to introduce it.
Yeah.
Make a shitload of money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Body Bags is really, really good. And so are you a big fan of John Carpenter?
Yes, I would definitely say I'm a big fan of John Carpenter. We actually share the same initials, actually. My last name also starts with a C. So I feel akin to him spiritually. But yes, I do. I really, really love John Carpenter's movies. I think he did something that was so unique and so vital to late 80s just genre films that I really I do not think have been outdone since. Just his stream of movies, I don't know, they're just so wonderful and so funny and so real. Even though they're the most unrealistic ideas, at least to happen. There's an invisible monster that's plagued these Antarctic scientists or whatnot, or these glasses that make you see the realities of things. But I also think that with that, like I said, just very strong also social commentary, and I just feel he's one of the most important filmmakers that's ever been. Yeah. Do you how do you feel about John himself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything you said, absolutely. He's absolutely great. The reason why I asked ultimately is so normally he'll do a wide shot. This wasn't wide. This was actually 16:9, a different aspect ratio. It's a little bit different. I can't remember if the fog is like that, but so it was neat to see that. but still the gas station has that wide horizontal kind of plane, so it looks wide in a tall frame, which is like probably the best use of a tall frame. It's like you get wide and tall.
Yeah.
Like what a crazy.
But you have to think he was also making it for television. So
Yeah, but well, the other thing about that too is like I don't know if like sometimes they crop things, so they fit at least modern standards to some extent. Yeah. And back then it would have been a square. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so if he did shoot it in 16:9, then that took effort. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like probably film, or at least some consideration for a wider format for some reason. Yeah. I wonder. I don't know if it played in movie theaters. I don't think it did. I think it was a thing, but just on cable. But what a cool concept. Really cool concept. Still shows you some stuff you haven't seen as a horror fan. Really. I mean, it's like still like surprising in a crazy ass way that we should have seen it all. But yeah, Body Bags is a fun time, especially if you're looking for stuff on Halloween or something. It's 3 stories. That's it. You watch one, you pause it, you go to the bathroom, get some snacks, come back, watch another one, get some trick-or-treaters.
3 stories, 2 amazing horror, important directors for the admission of 1.
Yeah. Well, and the third one's good. The third one's actually really good. It's like kind of weird because I don't want to spoil it. Yeah. For what it is a little bit, because it's a good movie, but I don't want to spoil what it is because I was very actually I did like the third one. The third one was good, but anyway.
I did enjoy all of them. I don't know. Maybe I think John Carpenter may be just a stronger filmmaker, in my opinion, than Tobe Hooper. Granted, obviously Texas Chainsaw, one of the most important horror movies of all time, as far as just like what he was able to capture was still haunting to this day. I don't know. I think I still just have that preference of John Carpenter's movies, personally. Yeah.
We know that I wonder too. Like, I don't know the entire story after Texas Chainsaw, except for then he goes at least on to do Poltergeist. But then, did he do Twilight Zone? I don't remember if he did Twilight Zone. I don't remember if he did Twilight Zone, but I hope not. Anyway, but with that said, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like as great as it is, the general public doesn't want you to repeat that kind of thing over and over and over again. There's a time and place. And there can only be one Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But with that said, the first story is if John Carpenter did that one, that's definitely on brand and knocks it out of the park. Yes. So it's on brand, So the Tobe Hooper story, I wouldn't say is really on brand. Exactly, you know what I mean? Because even the little bit of association that I can make still doesn't make any sense about how this comes to be. Yeah. Exactly. And so, but that's not a bad thing. Like, I actually like that. I kind of don't, like, one thing I kind of don't like is at a certain point when it is kind of the same brand a little bit. It's like, I kind of like when you change the feel a bit. But the first two are very, very strong. And the second one's probably the most, like, creep showy too, right? I mean, it's pretty creep showy, and and creep show's great. But do you have anything else you want to add to this before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. Other than I would definitely recommend Body Bags as like a nice, fun, Halloween night. If you are at like a party and like want something to just throw on mute, like I think for the room, I do. I think definitely would be like a very nice touch, and even if you are like the strongest of like horror fans, and just like I think it's definitely worth a watch for certain. It's very much fun.
It doesn't go too far.
No,
Like,
no.
There's horror for sure.
Yes, but it's not super grossed out. Like I feel like
Too extreme. Yeah.
I feel like I could watch this with like most people. Like I feel like I could get my dad to even like this, and he's not a super horror fan.
They will squirm.
Yes, there are definitely some like ooh parts of it, but I don't think they necessarily like cross a huge line. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Again, I think it'd be a great fun if you want to watch something on Halloween or leading up to. I definitely I load October as much as I can. I kind of keep it special for that, but generally speaking, but I do like horror movies a lot. Anyway, thank you, John, for visiting tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tonight, me and John. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. Me and John watch Body Bags from 1993. It's 95 minutes long, now playing on Amazon Prime. My name's Tim. This is John. Thanks for watching Last Shed on Dead End Street.